Good day, folks. How is everyone doing? Hope you are all doing absolutely fantastic, feeling groovy, realizing, of course, the government really don't love you, and also realizing that pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. It is November the 17th of 2025, 10:21 a.m. Mr. Buzz coming to you from the heavily demon-infested province known as Ontario, Canada. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up is all I ask. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's information in the description on how you do so. I have a PayPal account, which is preferred. And just remember to use the friends and family option if you use that one. And also, if you're in Canada, you can send an email money transfer, which is also very simple. Okay, so a lot of you are in isolation and you want out. Okay, you want to get out. But there seems to be one last obstacle, one last hurdle you can't get past. You can't quite make it out. You feel like you're stuck. Well, you kind of are, probably, and there's several reasons that might be. So the same thing happened to me. I knew my colleging was done, the teaching, right? Getting me ready for my purpose and refining me, the refining fire, we call it. I knew that there'd been enough of that, and I was ready to leave the isolation. But I just couldn't break free. I couldn't get to my breakthrough. What was the problem? Well, with me, it was I still had a tendency for quickness to anger, and there was various things that just needed to be tweaked, and I needed to be tested on. So when it's time to leave isolation, you're going to be tested. The Lord isn't going to let you out until you prove that you're ready to be out. Okay, it's literally like getting out of prison in a way. You have to have proper behavior, and you have to go before the parole board to get out. Okay, so God is the parole board here. He's going to check you out, make sure you're in tip-top shape to leave isolation and be slid into your purpose. Because whatever your purpose is, it's big. He's not going to put you in it until you're ready. Look what he has me doing. Deliverance ministry. Boy, no wonder he had to refine me so well, right? He had a lot to do to get me ready for what I'm doing. So he would test me. Now, I failed the first batch of tests. I didn't know I was being tested. I let my natural instincts take over. He was testing me to see if I was still quick to anger. I was. Just certain buttons you could press and you could get me going real easy. Finally, after about 3 or 4 tests that I failed, and I'm still stuck, I'm like, hold it now. These tests seem to be coming pretty often. Not tests. I didn't think of them as tests. But these button pressings seem to be coming pretty often. People parking across my driveway. One of the things that really gets on my nerves, somebody, when there's parking spots everywhere, parking right across my driveway. Like, why would you do that, right? Drives me, that gets my blood boiling. I'll get out there and I'm writing notes and putting on their windshield and waiting for them to come out of some house so I can go out and yell at them and getting all upset about it. I don't even have a car, so it's kind of foolish to get upset about it in the first place, but I do. So this was happening an unusual number of times. Finally, I figured out I'm being tested. God is arranging that to happen so he can test me and see if I've calmed down in this way. And it kept happening, and finally I realized, okay, serenity now. Take a page out of that Seinfeld episode where George Costanza's father said, "Serenity now," every time he started to get upset, to calm himself down. I literally use that. Okay, to this day I use that. Serenity now. And I started taking deep breaths, calming myself down. The other thing was bitterness in the heart and living in the past. I couldn't stop living in the past and thinking about the old days, thinking about how good life was before technology and all these things. That's going to keep you trapped in isolation, thinking about the past. You need to look forward, because the future is completely different than the past. The past is totally irrelevant to everything. So forget the past. That's another thing that'll keep you and bitterness. If you get somebody you haven't forgiven, the Lord is going to keep you there in isolation until you find a way to forgive everybody. Get the bitterness out of your heart. He will not put you in your purpose with a heart full of dark stuff, okay? It's got to be cleansed. You've got to cleanse your heart of all that dark bitterness, right? That's the best word for it. If that's still in there, you're still in isolation. Count on it. All these things have to be solved. You need to be fine-tuned before he's going to let you out. And trust me, folks, it's worth your time and effort to make these final adjustments. Whatever they might be, do them. Find a way to do them. Find a way to get that bitterness out of your heart. Guilt and shame is another one. Maybe you haven't forgiven yourself. The guilt and the shame you're carrying around going to keep you in isolation until you find a way to get rid of it. Let things go. Let them go. Water under the bridge, I say. Get rid of them. You need to forgive everybody, including yourself. And you need to lose your quickness to anger. And you need, if you got any racist bones in your body, okay, you're harboring some racism against people. Maybe a certain group of immigrants has moved in from another place, and you're, I can't stand those people from blah, 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 wherever. Got to lose that. Got to lose that. There's so many things that the Lord will test you on to make sure you're in proper shape for your purpose. Because your purpose is a godly mission. And to embark on a godly mission, you need to be a godly person. You need to have righteousness inside you. You need to be doing things for the right reasons. Pride. If you still got pride in you, lose that. That's another one that I got tested on and failed a few times. Boy, I had to be humbled. I had to be knocked down a few pegs before he would let me out. And all these things kept me in isolation. I'm guessing another 6 months longer than I had to be. Okay, I could have got out earlier and had things start to roll, but certain things I wouldn't let go of. Just wouldn't let go. The pridefulness was probably the hardest for him to beat out of me, and he finally did. Got to the point where he wouldn't let me, if I made a video, he wouldn't even let me watch it back to make sure it was okay. I'm still not allowed to. He will cockroach me if I sit and watch my video back, because he doesn't want pridefulness, right? Doesn't want me even looking at myself in the video. That's how strict he is with this stuff. So whatever the Lord requires of you, figure out what it is. Be aware that the tests are coming, okay? Nothing at this point is a random occurrence. Everything that happens is a test. But know this, he will, let's say, I made a mistake one time, and I even said this in a video. I think I took the video down. I had given up drugs for a long time. Well, just before I was slid into my purpose, didn't my old drug dealer show up on my front porch? I thought God had sent her to test me. But God will not tempt you with things like that. That's the devil. The devil was trying to stop me from being slid into my purpose. God will not test you in that way. God might have somebody park across your driveway to see if you get mad. Yes. But he will not send drugs your way to see if you fall for it. That's the devil. So I made that mistake, and I thought that was God. I even said that in a video, that I was pretty sure it was God had done that. No. God will not tempt you with things like that. He won't tempt you with, the opposite sex, so someone dressed really provocatively to tempt you and tempt you into sexual immorality. The Lord won't do that. The devil will do that. Okay, so know which test you're getting. It might not even be a test. It might be an attempt to drag you back into sin. So watch out for that too. But God is going to test you to make sure you paid attention during your teaching, your colleging, which might have been 10, 15 years long. Mine was literally 10 years. So he wants to make sure his efforts went well, and you paid attention and you learned, and now you're molded into the person that's ready to be slid into a very big purpose. It's not small what he's got for you. It's huge. I still can hardly believe what he's got me doing. Whoa. Every day I wake up and do this, I'm like just blown away that this is the case. No wonder he needed to teach me for 10 years. No wonder. Right? So get with the program, folks. Get out of isolation now. Get the finishing touches done. Finish your last bit of refinement. Figure out what it is he's testing you on and pass the tests so you can get to the finish line. You can see the finish line from where you're at if this is happening. Okay, he's testing you and you're still failing. Snap out of it. Realize you're being tested. Look right ahead. You can see that finish line. It's right within reach. So you just got to pass these last few tests. It's hard. I will agree. It's hard, but you can do it. So that's my message for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I will see you all in the next one. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.